Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Robert.
And Robert and I have been talking a lot about confidence lately, so we wanted to share some of that discussion with you. Go ahead, Robert.
Okay, so we were thinking about confidence and how you tell somebody to be more confident. And you're like, yeah, it's easy for you to say, right?
Yeah.
You already are confident. So we've come up with 3 things that I think you could do pretty instantaneous to help rebuild your confidence. Okay, so number 1.
Number 1 is posture.
Okay, number 2.
Challenging yourself.
Challenging yourself. And my favorite, number 3, self-talk. So these are the 3 things we're going to talk about. Before we get into each one of those, let me say that you are born with all the confidence you need. It's what happens to you between when you were born and now that has sort of covered up that confidence. So when somebody tells you to be more confident, you already have that. Okay, a baby has all the confidence they need. So we're going to rebuild that a little bit with some easy tips. So let's start about the first one, which I think is probably the easiest to do and the one that you will feel instantly. So posture.
Yeah, absolutely, posture. And so you could do this exercise with us. We're just going to, I'm kind of slunched over right now, but if you just lift up your spine and your heart and bring your shoulders back and down, you could even do a Superman pose like this. It makes a huge difference in your energy, just kind of opening your heart out to the world. A lot of the times when we're hunched over or trying to close ourselves off like this, we close our energy in, and I don't think that we realize that we do it so much.
If you're doing this with us, you can feel this.
Yeah, so
and if it feels like it's normal, don't stop.
Just lift your heart center up.
Yeah, you can feel it, right?
Yeah, and smile and just open your heart and your arms and just embrace, life. And practicing that will start adding some of that good, confident energy and also releasing some of the stuff that doesn't belong.
You'll start remembering how to be confident.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll start breathing. So that's one of the things that kind of goes along with posture with us is you can't really breathe big, full breaths when you're hunched over or the posture is confined, or the heart center is confined. So you want to long, slow breathing. And you could work on that along with just lengthening the spine.
Yeah, I think your slow, calm breaths. Confident people, they have good posture and they breathe. They're not.
Yeah, this is
right?
the fight or flight.
Yeah.
That hyperventilation is like
that, right?
the fight or flight. So breathing, it's so good for you. There's so many benefits, and just starting on those practices will definitely give you some improvement.
Okay, so that's number 1.
Yep.
And number 2 is challenge yourself. So I think that this is probably the one that builds the proof or convinces you that you can actually do something. You can stand tall, you can breathe right, and inside you might still be going, yeah, I'm just a poser, right? I'm just a fake. So we got to build up some confidence. So to do that, challenge yourself. So how would they do that?
So like he said, you want to see the evidence. The brain is a funny thing. It wants to see the evidence, and it learns. So every day, maybe just do a little bit of something that not necessarily scares you, but stretches you or pushes you just a little bit outside of your comfort zone, because you'll begin to start to see the proof of positive changes. There have been times in my life, and maybe yours too, where you do things and you're not seeing the proof. It's kind of working against what you're trying to do, which is grow in life and build the confidence and build the positivity. But if you just keep going and just do small things like anything that challenges you, wherever you are in your path, I mean, it could be going to the store, it could be trying a new look, it could be trying a new job, it could be, starting a new exercise program. Big or small, just start with one little step, something new, and again, like he said, continue to challenge yourself every day if you can, and you'll start to see the evidence, and that is where you'll start to see the progress and go through the process of building your confidence.
Yeah, you just stack success. When you stack success, you start to believe in yourself. When you start to believe in yourself, it's going to feed confidence, right?
Absolutely. Yep. And
okay.
Number 3.
Number 3, being able to hear what you say to yourself. So we were talking about this earlier, and it's kind of I teach a lot of kids in some of the classes, and the saddest thing in the world for me is not when somebody else tells them they can't do something, but when they tell themselves they can't do it. So that self-talk, if somebody comes up and tells you that you're stupid or that you're an idiot, that you can't do something, you can combat that. You can say, no, I'm not. At least you have something you can maybe deal with it, okay? That's not nice, but you could deal with something. But when you're telling it to yourself, you don't, and most of the times you don't even know you're doing that. So your self-talk is super, super important. So the thing about self-talk is it has to be positive, right? You've heard
Yeah.
affirmations and stuff, and whether you believe in that or not, it actually works. You need to do some research. But what do you do to make that self-talk resonate and build your confidence? So what are some of the things they could do?
Positive affirmations, like you said, that's bringing positivity in, right? You can tell yourself or write to yourself, I am competent, I am able, I am beautiful, I am smart, I can do this, I am intelligent, I am fit. Anything that you want to become, you could tell yourself that, and it starts bringing that energy in to making you who you want to be. And the self-talk can be very quiet in the back of the mind, especially if it's been there for a long time and it hasn't really been looked at. It just auto records. It's just a recording. It's a program, right? So one thing that I practiced was writing on one side of the paper the things that I thought about myself or the things that I felt or maybe even kind of believed in a way. And then on the other side, just challenging each one of those things. Yeah. So like, for example, if you wanted to, I don't know if you, whatever way you feel, but I am ugly, I am stupid, I am, something negative, just on the other side of the paper, just write, I am beautiful, and just really ask how could you challenge that statement, and just practice that. And also catching yourself when something does play in your mind, like just some negative energy. If you feel it, you can look at it and say, well, I didn't hear anything, but what was that feeling, and just kind of try to shine some light on it so that you can begin to reprogram yourself.
If you are aware of what you say to yourself, you will probably you will be able to start to control it, but you might be shocked in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we could do a whole another 20 minutes on that. But what I want to tell you is that, like, how to write affirmations and all that, there is a right way to do that. So you just can't write things that aren't, if you don't believe it, if it's not true, then you know deep down it's not true. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you say something like, I am, I can't even think of one right now because it's all negative. I don't want to say anything negative, but you need to write it in the way of something that you can do, not something that you already are when you don't believe it. So if you weigh 250 pounds and you want to weigh 190 pounds, if you say I weigh 190 pounds, that can help. But if you really don't believe that you're going to weigh 190 or that you ever will, that's a hard way to go. But if you write down I can lose weight, or that I can eat right, that might be a better way to say it. Or I am. You'll start. Those are things that you can buy into and that you can understand and build off of. And after a while, you're writing it down. It's the third week or something, and you'll say, "Hey, I lose weight. I can lose 5 pounds, or I did lose 5 pounds." You'll see it's like the stacking the wins again. So I think you should look into the self-talk if you really want to build your confidence. It is something you should do a little bit of research on and do more than what we can give you, right? Because it's super important.
Yeah, the confidence is, defined as having that firm belief in something, or having that firm belief in someone, and having that firm belief in yourself. So the steps that we talked about will help you believe in yourself and begin to build more self-trust. You can start to look at the doubts that might come across your mind and challenge those doubts. And another thing Robert and I talked about was how we often will say things when it comes to self-talk. We'll say things to ourselves that we wouldn't say to anybody else. So, why would we say something negative like that to ourselves if we wouldn't say it to a stranger or somebody we loved or cared about? So that's really important to be able to turn that around.
I think that's a good way of measuring it. When you eventually start to hear what you're saying to yourself, if you realize that you said something that you would never say to somebody else, even an enemy, like I would never say, call her an idiot or something like that. I just want it would go against everything I believe in. But I can do that to myself quite easily. Knock that out. Oh, you idiot. You know what? If you wouldn't do it to somebody you really care about, don't ever do it to yourself. It's just disrespectful.
How you treat yourself is very important. And one of the other things that we'd like to tell you, and just to kind of prove that we're all born with the confidence that we need, is that you can depend on your future self to borrow confidence. So by that I mean imagining practicing imagining the person that you want to become, and embrace that person and embrace that feeling. And you're actually going to be borrowing confidence from yourself. Once you get there and you can see who you want to be, you're going to allow yourself to actually lend yourself something that you're trying to build. So it's already in you the whole time.
Yeah, that's hard to say, right? But it's really interesting because you build this person in your mind of who you want to be until you believe in it, right? And then as you're doing that, you'll borrow that person who is you, it's confidence, but you'll come to realize that you actually gave that person this confidence. So now you're borrowing it from yourself, and that's just cool, right? So you can be it's great. It may not happen instantaneous, but as you progress going through that, you will come to the realization after a while that person you're building, the person you want to be, is already you. It's already there. Yeah. And you're like, hey, when did I become this person? Great. Yeah. So that's my favorite thing right now is that imagining who you are and realizing that person is actually you right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to wait a week or a year.
No.
Okay?
I mean, just follow the steps, right?
Just follow
go
the steps.
through it and do it, and you'll become who you want to be. And helping other people as well will make you more confident, helping others when you can. And also just being confident enough to encourage other people to be confident is huge. If you're a coworker, or even if you have friends in your life, or family members, if you're a teacher or a parent, you're a leader right away. So I'm sure that you encourage them. So take some of those lessons that you give to others when you encourage others, and just apply it to yourself. What are some things that you would say to a student or a child, or just somebody that needs to be picked up, and just apply those to yourself. And that's a really interesting way to learn from yourself again. So anything else you can think of?
Yeah, one more thing. Talking about parents.
In short, since we're trying to do a shorter video.
We are doing shorter. So in short, okay, back to being positive for other people, or helping them with the confidence. If you think about it, if you're a parent or whatever, if you say something to your kid or something like, when's the last time you said, I'm proud of you? When they do something, I'm proud of you. Well, when was the last time you said that about yourself? Right? I mean, so it can remind you that you are a person too, and that you need the same care and self-love that you're giving so encouragement. So encourage yourself. So that was in short. I really had a longer one to go, but she cut me off.
That's another video.
We're good.
That's another video.
So be kind to yourself. Speak well of yourself. Okay. Keep a good posture. Right? Stand up, survey the area, just be a person of worth, because you are, and challenge yourself every day. Learn something new, whatever it is. Prove to yourself in little ways, and they will become big ways after a while.
Yep, and breathe, and again, your self-trust and your self-belief will begin to skyrocket. Those are very important, because you need to trust yourself, and that's something that you'll begin to embrace. So believe in yourself, magic will happen, and you will soon be where you want to be, right?
Secure, confident, and proud.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.